Alright guys, welcome back to another FF14 video. It's been forever since I've actually uploaded a video that's not like a meme video or like a funny moments type of video. It's been a good minute since I've uploaded like I guess like a progression video, letting you guys know like what's been going on with my 14 character, what has changed since the last video that I uploaded, what has been the outcome of my character, really. Like what has happened since the last video that I uploaded, what has changed, what has developed, what new things have I introduced myself, what has my friends who I have been playing with since my last video and have continued playing with since my last video, you know, like just like overall the changes that has been happening ever since my last video, because like there's been like a whole lot of stuff that has gone down ever since my last 14 video, where like I briefly talked about like what I wanted to do with 14 content, like, you know, what I showed off with my character, my progression, so on and so forth. And I kind of wanted to show off what I have done so far with my character, and then I'll probably do another one before EndWalker drops here in November. So I wanted to show off you know, what's been going on, you know, like what's been happening, what I am currently doing now, and what I plan on doing here in what, like the next like month or so, month and a half, 2 month ish, whatever the time frame it is, because I think it's like what, like less than 60 days or something like that before EndWalker drops. And so like I'm ready for it to drop. I'm ready to see how the story progresses. I'm ready to experience these 2 new classes, jobs, whatever. I'm ready to like experience like everything that's going to be happening. Now I will say, and I'll go ahead and mention it now, that I have not seen anything that was shown in the recent live stream. So I do kindly ask to not have any of that info that was shown in that live stream to be spoiled in the comment section below, because I am going to make a reaction video to that. So if you know, if you would be so kind to not spoil anything from that live stream, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I am going to be making a reaction video to that, because I want to see for myself what everybody else has seen already. So and from what I have been, you know, briefly semi-told, you know, the trailer and everything they have shown is pretty fire. And you know, there was some things that, you know, they kind of like made me a little bummed out about, especially with, you know, some of the classes, well, not some of the classes, but like one class in particular that they kind of like, I guess like quote unquote, not really screwed over, but like they kind of like in a way, like, I don't know, like I can't say screwed over, but like they kind of like toned it down, nerfed, I guess is probably like the best word for it, you know, according to a buddy of mine who mains the class. So, you know, we'll kind of like briefly talk about that a little bit in this video, kind of. But you know, we'll talk about all of that in this video, but I wanted to show my progression a little bit in this video, and you know, show off what has been going on, and you know, so on and so forth. So yeah, let's show off what I have been going, you know, what's been going on with 14 and everything, and what's you know, what's been happening, because I mean, like, you know, things have been pretty hectic ever since then. So my classes so far, I have 2 classes that are level 80. I do have 1 class that is getting very close to level 80, which is my red mage. So what pretty much was how it happened is like I did manage to beat story, so I am caught up on story. So that is done, and I will say that from what I have experienced with story, Shadowbringers, like many of you guys have said, Shadowbringers story is pretty fire. Like Shadowbringers is like, oh my god, it's like it's freaking awesome. I will say that the story in it is beautifully like well done. I loved everything about Shadowbringers. It was like the best thing ever. I loved it. But just overall, like how everything developed with this story, you know, going into like going through Heavensward, into Stormblood, and then into Shadowbringers. Oh, it was so amazing. I loved it. But yes, story is done. So that it was my biggest priority when from my last video that I uploaded, talking about what I wanted to do with 14 content. So that's done and over with. Even though I did wanted to make a reaction video to some of the scenes that was happening throughout throughout some of the cutscenes while I was playing through 14 through some of the 14 story. But you know, that kind of didn't happen just because I was kind of getting so into it that I kind of completely forgot to record it. So oops. So yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. You know, when I get into like stories, like video game stories like that, like I forget about everything else, and I'm like so into it, like I forget about everything. But yeah, so Paladin was my first one because it was my first class that I chose. That was maxed out. Then afterwards, I focused on Dark Knight. So Dark Knight was my second class that I maxed out. And then now I am working on my Red Mage, Blue Mage. I mean, that, you know, I think at this point everybody knows how like quickly it is to level up Blue Mage, especially when you have friends who were happy enough to help you max out Blue Mage, and all you had to do was throw fish at some enemies while everybody else killed everything. Then it's pretty easy to level up Blue Mage. So that was a fun like 2 hours of just like level grinding Blue Mage to 70. I just gotta gather all the spells for Blue Mage, and that's about it. And you know, that's pretty much done on that. Red Mage, I will say Red Mage is extremely fun for a magical range DPS. I have so much fun playing Red Mage that it is a blast playing it. I will say that about Red Mage. I feel like I am like typing an essay whenever I am playing Red Mage, because I'm either hitting this key and this key and then this key. It's like an endless cycle of like hitting keys whenever I'm playing Red Mage, and I love it. I love playing Red Mage. It's definitely a fun class to play, and I'm glad that I chose that after I started after I finished playing Dark Knight. Now I will say, and I do regret doing this to one of the classes. So the only reason I did this is because it was on sale in the 14 store. So I did decide to pick up, I don't know the exact name for this, but I did decide to pick up the, I guess like this whole like progression pack type of thing where you are able to pick up classes up to level 70. I don't know exactly what that's called, but I did pick up the pack for Warrior and Scholar. Now for Warrior, I don't have too much of an issue learning Warrior. I think it's pretty simple, and I think it's actually much easier for me, seeing as how I'm pretty familiar with how tanks work and everything like that. So I'm not having too much of an issue with Warrior. I think after I am done leveling Red Mage, I am going to max out Warrior, and then I am actually going to move on to Machinist, because I picked that up the other day, and oh my god, that is so much fun. So I am definitely going to focus on leveling up a physical range DPS class. But the other one that I did pick up, and I actually do regret doing this, and I really wish that I could actually not really get a refund, like, you know, it's whatever, I don't really care about the money part of it, but like I really wish that I could actually take this class back to like 0 or back to level 1. Is Scholar. Like, because like I told myself that I could not see myself being a healer, and you know what, when I took Scholar into roulette, I hated it, you know, like I just couldn't do it. There is so much to it being a healer that you have to focus on, that I regretted picking up that pack from the 14 store, that I really wish that I would have just learned from scratch and learned from it from level 1 and just build the class up all the way to level 80. That's how much I disliked the fact that I picked up the class from level 70. I really wish that I hadn't have done that, and I am not going to be doing that for any of the other classes for my 14 character. So I really wish there was a way for me to be able to revert it back to level 1, but you know, lesson learned. I mean, like, I'm never gonna be doing that ever again. That's for damn sure. But yeah, no, I am. Yeah, that was a very painful experience. I was so stressed out after so many times that and I felt like I was stressing out my team too, doing the one roulette that I was doing. But I was so stressed out after so many times that I died, and I felt like I was stressing out my team, that I just gave up, and I was like, no, never again. I don't think I can ever see myself being a healer, and I don't know how my healer friends in the Forte community do it. But like, all I can say is I give you major props for being a healer, because I cannot see myself doing it. Like, if I ever consider myself trying to do a healer class in the future, if I ever, even though I know Sage is under the healer category, and I do want to try out Sage once EndWalker drops. Man, I don't know. I really don't. I really don't know. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Let's just say that. But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I might try to give Scholar another try. I might try it out with friends, and maybe try to at least master the basics, so that way, you know, it won't be too much. I won't regret it too badly. But yeah, I am never gonna be picking up one of those packs again to max out a character to level 70. I'd rather just learn from scratch, and you know, that way I can master a character much better, and then doing that again. So yeah, you know what, you live, you learn. So but anyways, aside from that, so as you can see, all of the other classes, you know, I picked up here and there. You know, I picked up and, you know, semi-leveled them up somewhat. When it comes to crafting, I did started messing around with some crafting, and I started out with Goldsmith. It's at level 46. I am trying to, well, my somewhat of a, I don't know, like a short-term goal, but I don't really see it really happening. But I know that from what I have learned from a few people that I talked to in some of the other Discord servers that I'm in, that crafting and maxing out everything to level 80 is extremely easy. So I'm going to try my best to try to get these what do you call it? These classes up to level 80, but I can't. You know, I don't really see myself getting all of them to 80, but I'm gonna try my best to do so. But I don't really see it. I don't see it happening, only because of, you know, just the limited amount of time that I have in life with work, relationship, the baby that's coming up, and you know, just a whole bunch of stuff in general. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try my best to try to get this up to 80. If you guys have any tips or any videos that you guys would recommend me watching to try to help me out in getting you know, maybe at least half of these classes to level 80, I greatly appreciate it. You know, I you know, any help would be much appreciated. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. I mean, I don't know, there's really nothing much. I don't know if there's really nothing much else to really show on here. I will say for like any of like the harder content, I've not really dived too much into like extreme or savage type of content. I would like to explore into the extreme / savage type of content, but I know that, you know, according to you know, a few friends of mine, you know, I don't feel like I'm at that level just yet, where I could, I guess, like, you know, be at that level where I should be able to handle it. Plus, I think some of my gear is not up to par with me being able to handle, or maybe probably extreme I might be able to handle, but I know savage definitely I won't be able to handle. I could be wrong on that. They're probably gonna watch this video and probably let me know later. But no, I would like to dabble into some more extreme fights, or at least some extreme fights before EndWalker. I don't know if I'll be able to deal with any like savage fights, or maybe, excuse me, or any raid fights before EndWalker, seeing as how with how limited my time is with playing 14. It's, you know, it depends, you know, because like with you know, just time in general just is what, like, it's like my biggest enemy. So not being able to not having the extra time to be able to do all these extra things, and being able to learn the fights, and just in general being able to just attempt these fights. It's it's hard. It's hard just not having that extra time to be able to do it, and so it's a pain in the ass, just to say that. But the other thing that I can really say that I've been doing as of late would be relic grinding. Yeah, so relic grinding. I have grinded well, technically, yeah, I have grinded 2 relic weapons. So my paladin, I have gone to Eureka, and I have grinded I think this is the base form for paladin from the Eureka area. I guess like the first stage. I don't know. Like I don't really know like the terms, like the actual terms from it. But this is the one that I preferred from that area. And then from the Shadowbringers area, I'm actually going to go all out and go for the highest one. And this is where I stand right now for Shadowbringers. So I think I am on the second to last step at the moment, and right now I am in the step where I have to do. I think I am on the step right now where I have to get to rank 25 in Borja before I am able to continue on to that one-time step where I have to do it once and I never have to do it again. And then I can continue on onto the final step, and then I'll finally be done with this relic for Dark Knight. This is gonna be the only time I'm ever gonna be doing a relic, because the grind for this crap is freaking insane. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people do it for multiple weapons, for multiple classes. But like, all I can say is props to you, because my God, the amount of time that it freaking takes is insane. Yeah, this is one of the stuff that I've been working on recently is trying to get my relic done for my Dark Knight at least. Yeah, so in between that, in between trying to level up my classes, my crafting classes, and so on and so forth. That's pretty much what I've been doing as of late in my I guess my 14 progression. My 14 character and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, like what I plan to do like later on is, I mean, like I would like to like I mentioned, I would like to experience more extreme fights. I do pick up on some stuff pretty quickly. After like maybe a few tries of experiencing an extreme fight, I've at least I think I've noticed that I pick up on the boss's mechanics pretty quickly, at least from what I can tell, and from what some of the guys that I play with can tell. And then maybe hopefully, if I can get lucky, if I can experience at least one savage fight and be able to complete at least one savage fight before EndWalker, then that would be that would be pretty awesome before EndWalker does drop. Now, thankfully, I got lucky enough where I am. I was able to ask for that week off because I actually asked for vacation off for the week of EndWalker. So best believe I'm about to no life it for that week of EndWalker. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, it's just gonna be finishing up this relic, and then hopefully I'll be able to experience more extreme fights, and be able to, I guess, become a better player. Become a better team player, become a better tank for future teams, whether it be like with my friends or with randoms who might be able to help. I don't know, like I tend to be like that type of player who knows the fight and would like to be able to help, but like not I guess like not like the leader type of role, but like be able to at least like somewhat provide some extra knowledge to like said fight, you know what I mean? So like, just like stuff like that is what I would like to be able to get myself into before EndWalker. So yeah, yeah, there's really not much for me to talk about, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But other than that, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Appreciate the love as always. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video.